Here's your next question. So pause this video and try to solve this on your own. Once you're done solving, resume watching this video. Alright, so let's try to look at this question. So it is given to us that P and Q are positive integers and P is a multiple of 3. We are also given 2P plus 5Q equals 180. Then Q must be a multiple of which of the following? So that is the question that we are trying to answer. So 2P plus 5Q equals 180 and P is a multiple of 3. So these are the two pieces of information that we have here. Now notice that we can write 5Q as 180 minus 2P. Now because P is a multiple of 3, 2P is also going to be a multiple of 3, and we also know that 180 is also a multiple of 3. So essentially 5Q is some multiple of 3 minus some other multiple of 3. Now notice that whenever you are subtracting two multiples of 3, the resultant is also going to be a multiple of 3. What this means is 5Q is going to be a multiple of 3. Now notice the left hand side is 5 times Q and the right hand side is a multiple of 3. Now we know that 5 is not a multiple of 3. So this means Q must be a multiple of 3 so that this equation is satisfied. So that is one important piece of information that we got from this step, that is Q must be a multiple of 3. Now out of the given options, we know that 4 is not a multiple of 3, so we can eliminate option A, 7 also we can eliminate, and option E also we can eliminate. Now we are left with option B and option D, both of these are multiples of 3. Now let's try to further analyze this. We know that 5Q is 180 minus 2P. Now notice that the right hand side 180 and 2P, both of these are even numbers. So whenever you subtract two even numbers, the resultant is also going to be an even number. This means 5Q is an even number. Now we know that 5 is not an even number. So for this equation to satisfy, Q must be an even number. So these are the two pieces of information that we got from this analysis, that is Q must be a multiple of 3 and Q must be even. Now the only option out of the remaining options 6 and 9, the only option that satisfies both these conditions, that is multiple of 3 and even number, is option B. So that is our answer. Now let's look at another way of solving this problem. So it is given to us that P is a multiple of 3. So the possible values of P are 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, etc. So P can be any of these, right? And it is also given to us that 2P plus 5Q is going to be 180. Now notice here that 180 is a number that ends with 0, and 5Q, because Q is an integer, we know that 5 times Q will be a number that ends with either with a 5 or with a 0, right? Now can 5Q end with 5 here? Because if 5Q ends with 5, then 2P also should end with 5. And that is simply not possible. Why? Because 2P is going to be an even number. This means 2P is some number that ends with a 0. 5Q is also some number that ends with 0. So that the resultant you get it as 180. So what is one possible value of P that you can take here? So if you notice the possible values of P, you can't take 3, you can't take 6, you can take 15, because 2 times 15 is 13. So if I substitute the value of P as 15, so I will get this as 30 plus 5Q equals 180. So 5Q equals 150. So Q is going to be 150 by 5, which is 30. So this is one possible value of Q. Now what is the question? Q must be a multiple of which of the following? So this is 30 is one possible value of Q, and we know that 30 is a multiple of, out of the given options, 30 is not a multiple of 4, so that we can eliminate. 30 is a multiple of 6, so that is one possible option. 30 is not a multiple of 7, 30 is not a multiple of 9, 30 is a multiple of 10. So we have eliminated options A, C and D. We are left with options B and option E, right? Now out of the remaining options, what we can do here is, we can again check for another possible value of P. So 15 is possible, the other possible value of P is going to be 30, because we are looking for a number that ends with 0, right? So if I substitute the value of P as 30, I will get this as 2 into 30, that is 60. So 60 plus 5q equals 180, and when I solve this I will get this as 180 minus 60, which is 120, and q is going to be 24. So this is another possible value of q, 24. Now 24 is a multiple of 6 clearly. Out of the given options, remaining options 6 and 10, 24 is a multiple of 6. So we can be sure that option B is going to be the answer. So these are different ways of looking at the problem. So if you once you start solving more and more problems, you will develop this ability to look at these problems in different multiple ways. Let's look at a similar question. So try to solve this on your own. Once you are done solving, post your solution in the comment section. Happy solving!